Prodigal Steve returns with more Afterbirth Plus. How's it going, everybody? Today we have a Maggie run, and it looks like we are going to the chest, the dark room, one of those two. Either way, a Maggie run is not as bad as it used to be. One of the few things I think Afterbirth Plus did right, which, if I could rephrase that, to put my opinion of this expansion in no uncertain terms, is to say I think mostly Afterbirth Plus did almost everything wrong. But one of the few things I do think it did right was gate Maggie starting with a speed upgrade behind an unlock. It's a nice way to use the existing mechanics in the game to make a somewhat dubious character a lot better. Like, Maggie was never very fun to play as because of how slow she was. But being able to unlock her starting with a guaranteed speed upgrade pill does a couple of things. One, it makes her better to play as, but two, it also makes you feel like you've earned it a little bit. Like, you had to suffer through playing as Maggie to get that unlock, but once you do, she's a better character overall. And also, not only does she get the guaranteed speed up, so that she starts at, average base speed, it also means she has a slightly improved pill rotation, but I'm not sure if that's strictly true. Because when I beat Delirium as Maggie the other day, I think I did find a speed downgrade pill during the run. We should go to that shop. I don't know what I'm thinking. I wouldn't expect to rank all that well on this run, admittedly. I do wish I could get over there to get Mystery Sack, but unfortunately all of the rocks are fires, spikes, or unexplodable blocks, so not really possible. No, I wouldn't expect to rank all that well today just because I'm still a little dejected, I guess would be the best way to put it. I had a keeper run earlier, like, I don't know, maybe an hour ago or so, where I started with Tech X, ended up with the Swallowed Penny, good damage. I managed to get Diplopia on the Hush floor, which I doubled number 1, so my rate of fire was actually outrageous. And then I lost against Delirium because of a sticky nickel. Like, I got hit, I tried to pick up what I thought was just a nickel on the ground, was a sticky nickel, ended up dying. I was, like, it was my own fault because there was another penny available on the fight, and I had a chariot card, so I could have gotten over to it. I just completely, choked. So, I'm disappointed in myself at that one. But it is taking a little bit of toll on my will to play the game, so to speak. But I'm going to do my very best here on this one to rank as well as possible. I would expect to be getting the dedication achievement here any day now, honestly. I have done over 31 dailies, but I think some of those dailies were done during the time that the dedication achievement was bugged. And also there was at least one daily that crashed immediately upon me starting it, and then another daily where I crashed, like, the game crashed on teleporting to the dark room. So those may not count for the achievement. Like, they might not have ticked the counter up in the game's hex file. I mean, I guess I could go in and look and see exactly how far away I am, but that would require me to download a hex editor and then open the file up, and it's honestly more work than it is worth, considering I'm going to be playing the dailies anyway, because I'm actually quite enjoying playing the dailies. Unlike the unlock runs that I'm doing now, I am down to just 3 characters left on Delirium, which, if you had asked me which 3 characters I would expect to have left to beat Delirium with, I would say Blue Baby, Keeper, and then Honestly, I don't know. Maggie, maybe? I like to do the Lost as soon as possible, mostly because I actually kind of like playing as the Lost. I dread playing as the Keeper, and I dread playing as Blue Baby, and Maggie just isn't that much fun. But instead of that, I actually have Keeper, as expected, Lazarus, and Samson. Two characters who I generally like playing as. They're not the most exciting, but they're perfectly serviceable characters, and I actually do kind of like the risk-reward system of Lazarus on the first floor, whether or not you want to kill yourself to get the Lazarus Risen bonuses. So I wouldn't have really expected him to be one of my last characters required to beat Delirium as well as Greedier mode. But it is what it is. Okay, I do think we go fight the boss, especially with this Tinted Rock right here. Gives us a Spirit Heart and a half protection. Little Horn, not that bad. Would like it if he would just blow himself up, but apparently he cannot be bothered. Little sneaky dodge there, Lil Horn. Don't really appreciate that. Would love it, again, just drop a bomb, stand immediately next to that bomb, let that bomb kill you. I'm not going to waste one of my own bombs because those could be used for more productive purposes, and also it's substantially too easy to miss a bomb play with, or against Lil Horn, rather. I guess if I had shot that bomb in the correct direction, that would have gotten the job done, but it's alright. Almost dead here. He did hit himself with that bomb, I think. Yeah, that'll do it for sure. Belly button is perfectly acceptable, like, is exactly okay. And yeah, you know what? I will take the left hand. I don't want Shade because I think it's kind of bad, but Gimpy is good, so... Like, Gimpy synergizes with too many other good items to not take. Like, Dark Bum, for example. Basically any red heart containers, and Gimpy and high damage more or less guarantees you a win against certain end bosses, like Blue Baby during his fly spawning segment can get you a lot of red hearts with which to heal yourself. Obviously, Hush spawning as many flies and other various minions as Hush does. Yeah, we're 100% gonna take Satanic Bible, though. I would like to be able to get more options, but that is very unlikely to be feasible on this floor. Check this secret room, and then I'll make a decision on that double key room. And I do think we go to it. We can get one key back on the way to the boss. 4 room, sure. I should have rerolled our item room into the magnet. Why not? And this actually does save us a bomb, so well worth it. Until we get flying, you know, Magneto is a perfectly acceptable early game item to get you a little bit of extra consumable power moving forward. Let's go ahead and head down. We are well behind schedule, but I'm not going to stress out about that too much. And I really need to get back to my basics before I start stressing out about ranking 100%. Like, I want to play well and reduce my damage penalty more than anything else. This room is basically like a dream now, with only one row of one row of pits, plural, and then 2 spiders and 2 mushrooms, as opposed to like the 6 spiders, 3 or 4 rows of pits, and 2 mushrooms that it used to have. Like, sign me up for that room. You could tell that this run is a little lacking. Like, we've got a lot of utility and a lot of survivability in the form of Satanic Bible, but I very seriously consider using a bomb against those spiders that chase you down, which should tell you about where our, you know, damage capabilities are at, i.e. non-existent. That's not going to help, and that is also not going to help, although it does contribute towards the Bookworm transformation, which is helpful. It's not like Spun, just as a flat damage up, or Guppy, which is, you know, hey, here's a free win, essentially. But Bookworm is good. It's one of my preferred transformations, and is also usually very, very easy to acquire. It seems like you encounter books a lot more now than perhaps you used to. We don't have a curse, so we'll save to Gauze. Sack of Sacks is so good. Unfortunately, not much we can do about that. We want to be out of this floor in about 30 seconds. But I do think we go back and check for a secret room. If it's going to be anywhere, it's probably going to be like right here. Yeah. Not even remotely interested in that. I'm going to go spend a black heart getting into the curse room. I think it's worth it. Or it potentially worth it. The risk is worth the potential reward here. It didn't end up paying out, but I think it's still valuable to check curse rooms. It could have been 9 lives. That battery is basically wasted, but it does mean that we broke even on that room. It's wasted because we only needed one more. Like, we would have gotten that charge for completing the boss. Alright, so I know I'm missing out on some exploration bonus here by just leaving this floor, but you know what? I might poke around the rest of the floor. If we're not going to shoot for Boss Rush and we're not going to shoot for Hush, which is really the only reason to do that is to improve your ranking. But again, I want to focus in on the damage penalty. Although I do think I should avoid slipping back into my old style of play where I would go to every room and then wait to pick up consumables just in case there was a better use for them, and really try and min-max every single floor to its, like, to a logical absurdity, basically. Which, now that I think about it, that's an oxymoron. But I would take min-maxing to its furthest point, to the point of being a negative, honestly. I would have multiple hour runs, and that's not how I want to be playing the game. I would like to get to a point where I'm a lot faster, but also a lot, taking a lot less damage. But honestly, it took, what, like a minute to kill the stain there, so it might behoove us to poke around at least a little bit, try and find a red chest with anything at all in it. You know, a teleport to a deal with the devil with, oh, I don't know, just spitballing here. Brimstone and Abaddon. That would be fantastic. You know, just, I'm not asking a lot. I'm not asking for, like, Tech X or anything, which I legitimately do think is better than that combination. Like, Tech X can carry you almost all the way through a run, almost by itself. Like, Brimstone is fine. It's actually better than fine. It's one of the best items in the game. But it can't carry you the same way that Tech X can. Alright, this portal's gotta go before it spawns another fat bat. Oh, we're gonna be in this room for like another 4 minutes because of how tanky these things are. Yeah, that's well worth a bomb, I think. Lil Brim will carry us through the depths at least. So I think that was worth exploring for. Alright, get out of here. Probably we don't want pay to win. I mean, it's good. It spawns shops on the womb. But with our current financial state, I think the left hand is better for us. Increased guppy chance and all that. We've now poked around this entire floor, and I feel comfortable leaving, and honestly, our position has improved greatly from where it was fighting the stain. So we should be speeding up here moving forward. I'm not saying we're going to get Boss Rush. It's almost guaranteed that we do not. Leaving Caves 1 at 14 minutes. Unless we really, really get something great on the next floor. Again, any of the previously mentioned items, Tech X, Brimstone. Mom's Knife might do it. Need to be a little... Mom's Knife takes a little bit more time to clear rooms than either Brimstone or Tech X. Oh, that's very satisfying. Okay. Obviously, we want to open that and get those spiders. Very important to a successful run is to kill red chest spiders. Can't get to any of the endgame bosses if you haven't killed your red chest spiders. That was an extremely poor dodge. Should have known better than that. Degas, still not necessary, but it could be in the future unless we get, you know, say Black Candle, in which case it's just a Spirit Heart, which, again, even if you don't have a curse, there is upside to Degas. I'm not going to talk about that damage. It was incredibly poor, which is becoming a theme on this floor, which is probably... It shouldn't be that surprising. We haven't improved all that much. A Tears upgrade and Low Brim are good, but they're not going to win you a run. So it would make sense that as the enemies get harder, you're going to end up taking a little bit more damage than you might otherwise like to, the deeper you get. I'm going to try for a secret room here. Literally impossible. Okay. I will still go to that curse room. I think it's just too valuable to skip them. I cannot believe there was a time in my Isaac career when I legitimately thought that curse rooms were almost always bad. Like, why would anybody go to a curse room? Oh, I don't know, so you can get Guppy. I would like to get a blood bank as well, which is possible. We came down here with more than 5 cents. Because I want to get into that boss trap room, because all of the chests in there are guaranteed to be red chests. Assuming that it's actually chests and not like an item. Which again, improves our Guppy chance. Yeah, I'm going to take the Halo. Because either we find a blood bank or we don't. Now, granted, it could pay out after one play, but even if it did, it wouldn't have gotten us into the boss trap room either way. So, take our 2 Spirit Hearts from that chest, come in here, probably fight Greed. No Greed fight, okay. I think going to the shops on dailies, and honestly just in general in Isaac now, in Afterbirth Plus, is a wise decision because of the prevalence of the 2 luck upgrade shop. Like, getting that particular shop layout, which seems fairly common, can completely turn your run around, I think. Alright, so what do we have here? The Hollow. Yeah. Get absolutely dusted, son. Any Brimstone or Tech, any laser basically just destroys the Hollow. Also Larry Jr., any segmented enemy. There is Guppy's Paw, and I'm going to use it once, and then I'll take both of these. If we're just going to, like, spend the HP anyway, we might as well take those 2. And now we can actually get back into our boss trap room, which is by design. And I actually feel pretty comfortable about this run. With Satanic Bible rolling on all Spirit/Black Hearts, 2/3 of the way to Guppy. Alright, didn't quite make the Guppy dream happen, but it's very, very likely to occur with the left hand, and plenty of floors left to go on this one. Yep. Kind of got mind flooded there a little bit by Mega Fatty. Not proud of that damage, but only thing we could do is try and be better in the future. Fight against Mega Maw is going surprisingly well. Alright, sure, we'll take our key and then we'll leave. Catacombs 2 at 18 minutes. Well, going to the Depths of 1 at 18 minutes is not where I want to be, but it's not the worst. I'm certainly moving quicker than I might otherwise have moved, but definitely want to pick up the pace just in my play in general. We're only about a floor behind schedule. Maybe a little bit more. Blue Baby's only friend I do not think is worth it. You are incredibly fast, and I do not appreciate that. Blow up that tinted rock, blow up this. Come over, and still not a guppy item. Not a possible secret room, so we'll just come in here. Not really what we were looking for out of that room, but, you know. We've certainly seen worse curse rooms. We've seen worse curse rooms on this run, as a matter of fact. Excuse me, my voice is a little hoarse. I'm not entirely sure why. It's one of those things, it's like I didn't realize that my voice was hoarse until I started recording. And now there's nothing that I can do about it. Should not have dodged like that. Ended up not being punished for it, but I absolutely should have been. This room is an actual nightmare scenario, because I suspect that those spikes are not going to go away. Oh, they did go away when you push the button, just not immediately. Alright. It's not so bad. Yeah, you know what? I don't want that, actually. I was going to say we might as well, because guaranteed Bible means guaranteed bookworm. But we don't have room for the spirit hearts, and we're not really going to need them with Satanic Bible. Please. I hate this boss room, honestly. Like, out of all the small boss rooms, it's one of the least annoying, but it's still, like, really bad. Yeah. Because if you fire at War at all while he's charging, he just bounces directly into you. And then Maggie is still super unpleasantly slow. I don't want... I mean, I guess there's no reason not to take Burnt Penny. I forgot that we had Belly Button. I guess I'll take our Cube of Meat, which I'm not overly interested in. And fight Krampus. Okay. Lump of Coal is the best possible outcome there. Took way too much damage on that fight. Are you a wizard? Basically irrelevant, since we're still doing most of our damage with Lil Brim, unfortunately. I just want to find the shop really quick. Okay, I just, like, completely freaked myself out there by walking into that room, thinking I was going to walk into spikes, trying to back out, then accidentally leaving the room, getting confused at what just happened. It's a very strange series of events. I would appreciate if you would not walk into my little alcove here, but rather just blow yourself up with bombs. Yeah, sure, thank you. Genuinely appreciate that. Not interested in taking Mr. Boom. Not even to get it out of the rotation. Although that's probably worth doing. And I think it can seriously influence what items you get if you're, like, re-rolling, but I don't expect us to be re-rolling all that often, so we're kind of just at the luck of the draw, and I don't know how many other item pools we're going to encounter that also contain Mr. Boom. It's like, well, yeah, I guess you could get it in the item room, can't you? Yeah, that was not how I should have handled that situation. Despite my best efforts, we are still at nearly full HP, so it's a little surprising to me. See, we had the Rosary and then Mr. Boom left on this floor. So nothing I'm that interested in. Probably won't make the Hush fight either. But again, that's not a concern because unless we get a lot better, I'm not interested in doing the Hush fight. Like, trying to fight Hush with Lil Brim as your primary damage dealer is not a fun time. Please, just make me Guppy. Although, I suppose if we do become Guppy, I'll be much more interested in a lot of the late game content. Like, I'll feel a lot better about Blue Baby or the Lamb, whichever one we're going to fight. which I genuinely should be able to distinguish the Polaroid and negative symbols. Okay, yeah, now we're in a lot better position. Must be hard-coded to give a stone chest? Very confused there, because that absolutely should... If I would have walked out and walked back in, it would have been a red chest, but not strictly necessary, I don't think. Stone chests are good enough. If I somehow get one by accident with left hand, I'll take it. Should not have converted my Degas rune. I thought that was a 2 of clubs and not an ace of clubs, so that's my bad. I genuinely hate this room as well. It's like, hey, let's just take some of the most annoying enemies in the game and toss like 12 of them. It's actually 8. 8 of them all into a room together. Can we talk about how tanky these spiders are, though? Alright, no, I get it. You're a garbage monster and you hate everything, but please be dead now. Mom's purse does nothing for us since we already have belly buttons, so we'll just take our dime and our bomb and leave. 23 minutes on the depths 2. It is actually, well, it's dank depths, but you know what I mean. The floor where we fight Mom. Hierophant, yeah, we'll carry that with us. We did find our boss fight relatively quickly. Yep, should have seen that one coming. I think we've seen basically everything we want to see on this floor, so... Got a little overzealous there. Alright, self. You're not doing yourself any favors here on this fight. And I would appreciate it if you would do yourself some favors, like, I don't know, maybe stop taking such horrendously poor damage. I feel like I was out of the way of that one, if I'm being honest. Nearly walked into that spider because I wasn't paying attention, but did counter correct in time. Thank you, Gimpy, for hanging out with the spirit heart. Always welcome. So it is the chest today. So what is our strat for going to the chest? Find the error room. Drop the left hand. Not necessarily in that order, but it'd be nice. Please. The Guppy dream, though. If we get Guppy, we're in such a good spot. Please, come on with this, though. The more enemies that I have to fight that disappear, the harder this run is going to be, because we don't have great killing power with 4.08 damage and relying on Lil Brim. Like, this run could be in a lot worse position if we hadn't explored for that red chest. Like, not having access to Lil Brim, probably this run would already be over, if I'm being honest. Like, well, with Satanic Bible, maybe not, but it's really easy to get bogged down and slowly chipped away when you don't have any damage. What in the world is this room? Well, we want to keep the higher... Is this all magician cards? I mean, I'm going to get all the way back there for that tinted rock, because it could be small rock, and also I just need to know. But yeah, okay, so this room is 100% magician cards, so that's good to know. Why is it that so many of the rooms with guaranteed cards are magician? Like, there's that one, there's the room on... Is it the caves? Where it spawns with, the magician card on the one tile-wide platform that's gated behind a rock. Please, yeah, just keep doing that brimstone attack and less of this attack. Especially because you apparently spawn creep. Okay. Yes, I'll take placenta, although it is going to cost us a spirit heart, well, black heart, sort of. And also it does nothing for us with only 1 HP, but, you know, if we get a health up pill in the future... Alright, now that I think about it, like... That makes 0 sense to have taken placenta there. But it is fuel for a deal with the devil, which we should be guaranteed on the next floor. Oh, here it is. Guppy. Make my dream come true. That is about the furthest thing from Guppy that I could imagine. We got a library, and that's definitely Bookworm. Book of Sin gives us a black heart. Okay. Oh, right, this room. I hate this room. Okay. We managed to make it through there, no problem. Might as well convert that last spirit heart into a black heart. We have Lovers, Emperor. Emperor could get us Hush access, but again, I would rather find Guppy on this one than try for a Hush fight, which honestly I may be able to beat with this setup just because of how frequently I've been fighting Hush lately since I've been doing Void runs. But still, I'm not like thrilled about the idea of fighting Hush with this run. I kind of just want to get down to the chest and then get carried, if I'm being honest. Yeah, if we don't get Guppy and can't get to the Hush fight, like, if we get Guppy and then get there, I'll do it, but it's looking very unlikely that those two things will coincide. It looks like it's either going to be Hush access or Guppy, because of how we're having to, like, hunt for red chests here. I don't honestly care about that bomb, although it is technically points. Again, ranking is not my primary directive on this one. I would rather just lower the damage penalty, but our damage penalty is already going to be very, very bad today, and that isn't going to help any. Alright, red heart. We should look for a secret room. Well, we should look for both secret rooms, if I'm being honest. Well, you know what? It's going to take too much thinking for me to find the secret room on this one, so I'm just going to ignore it. We'll move along. Alright, so there's... Unless we'd gone back, grabbed that Emperor, somehow AWAS'd down, and then used it, there's no chance that we make the Hush fight here, so... That honestly takes a lot of pressure off of me to have to do the Hush fight, and rather I could just focus on beating this run. I would like to get rid of this host if possible, but of course it won't pop up, even if I'm standing right on top of it. Like, genuinely the worst enemies in the game. Nothing really more that I have to say about that. I hate the hosts. I think they're garbage. I think they're like... Their AI is bad. I don't think they're poorly designed necessarily, but the fact that they will just follow you around for 45 seconds or a minute without being able to be killed is actual, like, garbage. I also don't particularly like these enemies because they, like, mind flood me for whatever reason. I see them and I just, like, instinctively walk into their path. Alright. Also, these Lapras are horrendous and garbage as well. Because not only do they not... Are they not able to be hit, they also will just fire at you if you're firing in their direction. So you have to stand there without shooting and wait for them to be available. Yep, that was a bad decision on my part. Okay, don't get completely tilted here. Flying would be great. Okay, we do have access to the curse room without paying... HP, which is always a pleasant thing. Might as well come in here, and then come in here. Although, I mean, we have been to the secret room from another direction. I'm kind of too lazy to walk around. Take our nickel. Okay, this is exactly what we were looking for. Just a bunch of spiders. I know I've been, like, sort of harsh on Afterbirth Plus in this video, but, like, I don't want to get too deep into my thoughts on the expansion while I'm trying to play as well. I don't think I'll be able to articulate myself very well. If I were to, like, talk about it in a video, it would be its own separate video, and the odds of that are probably pretty low, but the TLDR is, I think Afterbirth Plus is bad. Like, almost exclusively bad. And I think, like, its most grievous offense is that it is most of the new things that are introduced, mechanics, floors, bosses, etc., in Afterbirth Plus are just genuinely unfun. And that's, like, its greatest sin, if you ask me. I'm not going to go too much more in depth than that. Instead, I'm going to focus on killing Loki and then checking out that arcade for really no reason other than we can. Sure, take the 6 cents and also the bombs that are associated with it thanks to Burnt Penny. Very nearly forgot that there was a laser beam eye there in the center. Guppy? Guppy! Okay. Well worth wasting the time exploring. We could go to the dark room instead of the chest if we wanted, but I'm not actually all that interested in that. I would much rather go to the chest, and actually now we can drop the left hand. It is no longer necessary. I guess I'll keep Burnt Penny and Hierophant, though. We might as well do what is presumably the last room. It is not the last room, actually. Okay, well, I don't feel so bad about taking Placenta now because we were going to end up with a red heart container anyway. Please. Okay, that's just an actual legitimate red chest, huh? We might as well do this room. Like, we're not shooting for time, so might as well. And without doing Boss Rush and Hush, which are obviously impossible unless we get, like, Mama Mega from completing this room, which I, without Chaos, don't even think is possible. And with Chaos, we would have to get a chest payout, which then provides Mama Mega. Ooh, don't walk into the red poop. Okay. Let's get out of here. Can open that now. Let's go fight It Lives. Get our deal with the devil. Possibly trade that dead cat slash placenta red heart container away. Not thrilled about the fact that that enemy spawned actually directly on top of me, but, you know, I guess I should have just used my psychic powers to not stand there. Okay. And with Guppy, we're actually doing, like, acceptable damage, and yeah, 100% I'm going to take Mom's Knife. It's not, like, the ideal item that I wanted there, but... And it does sort of ruin Guppy. But being able to kill things effectively is worthwhile, I think. Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, definitely deserved to take damage in that room, so I don't feel bad about that one. Like, there were some dubious dodges. Do we always get double knife because of Bookworm? No, okay, it is only sometimes that we get double knife. Good to know. It's a minute fact that probably isn't going to really bear mentioning beyond this point, but, you know. Some interesting bit of information that you get an occasional double knife and not, like, constant double knife. Like, I think, like, Mom's Eye, for example, I think always gives you a second knife behind you. Like, the Mom transformation style knife, except it also does, I think it actually only occasionally fires, but it persistently exists, if that makes sense. Like, you could walk backwards into enemies, sort of, once you have Mom's Eye, Mom's Knife, and do a little bit of extra damage, but, yeah. Might as well open this stuff. Guppy's Head is fantastic, but I think we go with the security of Satanic Bible. Like, offensively, we're actually doing a lot better than we used to be. I'll hold Guppy's Head for this room, though, to get the charge out of it, since we have a full charge on Satanic Bible. Okay. This run went from, like, mediocre to unbelievable very, very quickly. Like, there was a little bit of a slow progression, and then all of a sudden it just, like, spiked. Which honestly would not have happened if we hadn't explored all of every floor, basically. So I just need to get better at exploring quickly. Oh, Daddy Longlegs, thank you. I mean, that wasn't Daddy Longlegs' fault. That was, like, me poorly timing the knives, but still. There was 0% chance that Daddy Longlegs kills us on the cathedral, so basically just give up the ghost. Nothing, nothing personnel, kid. Alright. Please, Mega Fatty, not like this. I'm too slow to avoid your suction. Get out of here, ghosts. There's no reason not to explore all of the cathedral other than, like, I don't really like the cathedral. We could still go to the dark room, hilariously enough. Probably should have taken damage there, but got lucky with the mom's knife play. I continue to not want to go to the dark room, though. A little confused about how that room was supposed to operate. Because it looks like those are just the... Oh, they're probably the ones that fire towards the center in, like, an arc. In which case, that's, like, horrendous, actually. And there's that clutch last-minute small rock. So, we'll come in here. Basically, destroy Isaac almost immediately. Assuming I can actually land these mom's knife plays. There we go. Getting a little bit more range on the knife than I expect. Just throwing me off. Although, haven't we gotten at least one range up? Yeah, we have mom's heels. Okay. Should probably try and find a secret room, but honestly, just a little too lazy. So we'll come down here, we'll get our chests, then we'll go fight Blue Baby, and we'll win the run. And this is nice. Varicose Veins, Acid Baby, Speedball, and Kane's Eye. Pretty much all bad. Like, Speedball contributes to Spun, but largely irrelevant at this point. Although the speed up, I guess, is nice. Varicose Veins is probably going to be exactly useless for us, since Tammy's head mom's knife is basically terrible. So, like, Varicose Veins without Brimstone is basically just bad. Like, being able to get the Tammy's head effect when you're dealt damage is not that valuable unless you have crazy laser tears that hit every enemy in the room. In which case it's, like, amazing, but short of that is almost not worth having at all. This room is my nightmare with mom's knife. This is why mom's knife is worse than Brimstone and Tech X. Because Tech X, you're done with this room already. Like, 100,000%. Even with bad damage, Tech X is done with this room already. Brimstone, also done with this room. Much faster than mom's knife, but not as fast as Tech X. Item is just so crazy good. Like, it can carry... Yeah, see, we did exactly nothing with that mom's knife play there. What do we have in this chest, though? D-Infinity. Yeah, alright. Why not? We got Tech, Ipecac. I don't know. Dunce Cap. Cricket's Head, Contagion. We are much slower than we used to be. But sure. Why not? Do we also have... We have Toxic Shock Syndrome as well, which actually makes this run, like, almost serviceable. But it's still, like, mostly bad. But maybe actually a little bit more fun than the Mom's Knife run. Ooh, did not realize there was still a full Super Envy. We're killing things much slower than we used to be, like rooms in general. Just because it's so hard to aim our tiers. I'll use the D8 to reroll the stats. We got more damage out of it anyway. I'm gonna keep using the D Infinity because why wouldn't I, basically? Use this D12 again, which isn't really what I was hoping for. Kind of hoping for like a D4, D100 situation. Please. Okay. Maybe should have reconsidered re-rolling Satanic Bible, but with 9 lives, it is unlikely to matter. It would appear that we also have some other respawn. We have 10 lives now, like 10 guaranteed lives. It's not 10 question mark, because I don't think you can re-roll into Guppy's collar. Like, I don't think you can re-roll into any Guppy items ever. I'm looking forward to rolling past Dunce Cap, though. We got Spun, Shielded Tears, Sinus Infection, Pupula Duplex, Kidney Stone. Decent damage. I mean, the Forsaken isn't the best test, but, you know. It's alright. Still have the Hierophant. This room. I remember that when that room first existed, and there were red poops. Oh, we got Kidney Stone ready. In like a connected triangle in front of the doors, and you basically, your inertia from walking from one room to another was actually enough to walk you into those poops. Yeah, we're just gonna go fight Blue Baby here. And it was basically, that room was almost guaranteed damage unless you like inched into every room. Okay, well, mission accomplished. How'd we do? You know what? 1276 is not bad. Damage penalty is 4700, which isn't really where I want to see it, but it's better than it has been recently. Oh, you get the same bonus for killing Blue Baby as for killing the lamb. That is good to know. All right, well, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. As always, feedback is welcome in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next time.